Buongiorno, buonasera, benvenuti amici. Welcome my friends. My name is Vincenzo and welcome to my channel. And the channel is Fountain Pen Therapy. You know, once in a while in this great hobby of ours, you have surprises. You know, they can be a special pen that arrives earlier than expected, or a special unboxing because you don't quite know what that final product looks like. And then as a reviewer, you have the privilege of interacting and communicating with wonderful viewers who really appreciate what you're doing, appreciate your passion, and appreciate the dedication. And I've got to thank one of those viewers who has asked me she or he wants to remain anonymous, so I will not mention her or his name. But this viewer asked if she could gift the channel and gift me a pen. I was extremely surprised and delighted. And notwithstanding my initial hesitation, he or she insisted, and here we are. And I finally received a beautiful pen that was dedicated, or that was donated to the channel or to myself, gifted, if you will. It's just come in, and it was a pen that I could not otherwise purchase because it's an exclusive to Goulet Pens. And being an exclusive to Goulet Pens, and given that Goulet Pens does not deliver here in my province of Quebec, or particularly in Montreal, I could not get my hands on it. I could have gone in back channels, but I did not want to breach the exclusivity of Goulet Pens. And when this viewer heard about my predicament, he or she offered to buy it and then send it to me gratis. And here it is. Special unboxing. Stay tuned. Fountain Pen Therapy presents just a beautiful gift. Be right back. Okay, so we're back for the unboxing. Here's the box. Here it is, Goulet Pens, and I will get my trusty knife. I've got to tell you, I'm ecstatic. I have not opened this package until now, obviously. All I've seen is pictures, and it certainly has special meaning for me. You may be able to guess that, you may actually guess what this pen is because I've mentioned it before if you follow my channel, but it's a pen that I could not get, and it has special meaning for me because it is a pen from my favorite pen manufacturer. So You know, there's a card here. I will take a break and just read the card. I don't want to, again, breach that promise of anonymity. So I will put that aside. Here we go. This is just a little booklet from wow, here it is. Isn't that wonderful? Folks, it's the, let me just get rid of this box. There's some candy in there like usual. Some of the sellers offer that. There's something special at the top of this, so I don't want to, I'm not sure what it is, but we will, actually, why don't I take just 1 second from the unboxing. I'm going to read the card. Maybe there's some explanation as to what this is, and then we can take it from there, because again, I do not want to breach the anonymity of this viewer, nor do I want to ruin the unboxing. So I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. I read the note, and I've got to tell you, I don't know how to say this. I had tears in my eyes. It's a nice handwritten letter. Lots of compliments. I'm not going to, again, I hesitate to even read it, simply because I do not want it to reveal anything, because I did promise this viewer that I would not. It's a heartfelt thanks for the dedication, the work that I enjoy and love doing on a daily, weekly basis. And the viewer, first of all, the card is amazing. The card is a fountain pen or a writing instrument card. And again, I can't show it because it may be so unique. But I'm very, very touched, I've got to tell you. And this, folks, is a double whammy, as they say, just because this viewer has attached, in fact, a dip pen. So with the feeder. So you know what? I'm going to be able to finally get maybe a dip pen that works and that works well. So we'll take a look at that in a second. We'll put that aside and get to the main feature, which is this beautiful Delta Napoli. Now, folks, you know I was born in the general area of Naples, in Sorrento, which is just a few kilometers away from the main city of Naples, around the coast. Probably the first main tourist town that is headed towards the Amalfi Coast. And some people would say it even forms part of that coast. But here it is, Delta. Let's open it up. Wow, let me tell you, folks. Yeah, beautiful city, Naples. You know, it's had its problems over the years. I've heard they've kind of cleaned up their act. It's a city that I always enjoy visiting. In fact, I'm going to make it a point to try to splice into this video some of the scenes that I shared with you already with Nino Marino of Delta Pens, because it is a Delta pen, and maybe even a few shots of that beautiful coast. It's got the international warranty and a little bit of an explanation. It comes with this Delta ink, which I believe is blue from the reflection in the bottle. We'll use that to ink up this pen. And here's the pen, folks. It comes, wow, it's much bigger than I would have imagined. It's got really a lot of heft to it as well. This is just a gorgeous writing instrument, folks. My goodness, I am just blown away. Thank you so much. The viewer, you know who you are. I mean, you have made my day, my week, my month, and maybe my 20 25 as well. This pen is an absolute beauty. So grazie molto dal cuore. Grazie. Let's get back to the pen. Take a look at that, folks. Isn't that gorgeous? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to gather my thoughts because it is the first time I see this pen. I do want to take a look at it before I start my review, rather than doing a totally impromptu review of this pen. I think it deserves a lot more attention. I want to make sure I read everything that I need to read and know about this pen so that I can properly share it with you. But I thought that this special unboxing, this moment, should be captured on video and should be shared with all of my viewers and with the fountain pen community. Goulet Pens should thank Delta for having the exclusivity of this pen. It is in its blue. There's a lot of blue in there, simply because I know Goulet loves blue. But I can tell that from the barrel and the cap, it evokes all kinds of things for me. It evokes the sea. It evokes the beautiful city of Naples, its history, etc. But let me take a closer look at this pen, and I'll be right back with its design and features. Okay, we're back. Now, before we present the actual pen, I thought that I would splice in here just a look back, if you will, at my favorite pen maker, Mr. Marino and the Delta factory. I've got about a minute clip, just show you that beautiful trip I had, 2 years ago. And it evokes all the memories and why this pen is so special. Take a look at this. Okay, so we're back with the pen. I think rather than being original, all I need to do is really read this little pamphlet. It gives me all the information that I need or require to describe this pen. First of all, the Delta Napoli is a tribute to the city of sun, sea, and art, as is stated in that little booklet. The body of the pen is made of Italian resin, okay, shaded in what is described as sea tones, invoking the different shades of the Gulf of Naples. So you've got the turquoise that's there in the morning, and then you've got the darker blue shades that evoke the deep blue of the evenings on the seafront. Beautiful, beautiful coast. On the barrel, the embellishing on the cap, I should say, is a 24-karat gold plated metal band. And on this metal band, you can see, finely engraved in relief, the majestic Piazza del Plebiscito with its iconic church of San Francesco di Paola. I'm going to put up on the screen a shot of the actual area or actual site, which is a popular vacation spot for tourists. Very, very beautiful piazza, which of course is Naples' symbol of history and art. So that's relief. It's relief that is described. I've seen this technique used in the past by Delta. It's what is described as an artisan technique called lost wax. It's then hand finished and polished. So there you have it. You actually got even some shimmering there of the sun, right there. You see that in part of the resin. The resin is just absolutely gorgeous. The center band on the actual on the barrel is again 24 karat gold plated. It's a Greek motif, and it you can see it inspires waves. So it's the perpetual motion of the Mediterranean waves, which of course is a testament to the cultural heritage of the city. There you have it. Nice F to it, because as you saw, the section of the pen is in metal, so it gives it a downward comfort weight, which is just perfect. The comfortable level of this pen is just ideal. Okay, now let's just go through the normal motions, which is, it's got, as you can see, you've got parallel band up there, which integrates really well with this nib. First time I think I've seen this design from Delta, but I could be wrong. Then of course there's another band at the bottom, darker blue, solid blue bottom finial and a solid blue top finial with kind of a unique shape to it, which makes the shape of this pen, I think, very, very different from what we normally see from Delta. So there's some novelty in terms of design there that I really, really appreciate. But I got to tell you, that polished resin is just fabulous, really nice. That resin apparently comes from a special Italian resin, hand turned from one solid bar, mirror polished. So there you have it. Let's see how many turns to open up this pen. It's one and a half. So 1.5 turns. And it reveals, as I mentioned, this solid metal section. It's got that nice flare, so that, you know, the comfort of your fingers is ideal. I love flares like this because I have a tendency for my fingers to slip down, and then you touch the nib, you get ink all over. That's really nice. It's got a number 6 steel Yowo nib, which is branded Delta. I chose the, I forget now if it's the extra fine flex. No, I think it's the fine flex. Fine flex. Very nice with that classic Yowo feed. It is a cartridge converter, so it opens up to reveal the Delta branded cartridge converter. Probably, yeah, screwed in. We'll do that later and fill it up with some of that ink that comes with this pen. So there you have it. Or maybe we'll put a different ink in there. Well, I haven't decided yet. We'll take the time to decide that. Does it post? Now, yes, it does. It does post. Oh, amazingly, very, very, because this weighs, this at the end of the day is not as heavy as you would anticipate. So very comfortable posted. I was expecting it to be a little too back weighted, but no, very, very comfortable. I don't like to post my pen. Let me just be careful because I don't want to ruin the resin. This is just gorgeous. Isn't that unique? Now, I got to tell you, I've got to put this, now that I have this as part of my collection, thanks to that wonderful, wonderful person, viewer, let me show you. Yeah, I think this pen is going to go well with what I'm going to call the sister pen now, which is this other Delta. Beautiful. This is the Napoli C, given to me by Nino Marino. There is only one of one. The pen was specially made for myself. It has engraved my initials as well. Again, the Napoli C, you could see the natural attraction of the Mediterranean in this beautiful resin as well. So, which is really in a more classical shape that we've seen the Delta pens come in, kind of the Dolce Vita look, if you will. So there you have it. Now we're going to net one next to the other. Boy, let me tell you, every time I write with these pens, I will be reminded of that beautiful, beautiful city. So there you have the design and features of this pen. Very, very special gift. Again, I can't stop thanking that person. I have it in my hands. I can hardly wait until I ink it and go ahead and write with this pen. But having said that, before we do so, why don't we compare it to some other Neapolitan pens? So stay tuned for the pen comparison. Okay, so we're back for a pen comparison. And I've chosen here all basically Neapolitan pens. When I say Neapolitan pen makers. I have the Mayora Amalfi here. This is the Delta ink tank reserve with that huge ink tank for a converter. This is the Leonardo Momento Zero Grande. This is a Gioia Partenope. This is my original Dolce Vita original back in the days before Delta went out of business and before it was resurrected by Nino. This is it. This is a subject pen, of course. This is my Napoli C that we just saw. This is my Posillipo Mayora pen, a Nettuno 1911. This is the Dolce Vita DV 2.0, the modern version. And this is my Magnifico Amalfi Delta pen as well. So there you have the pens all capped. And you can see that the Napoli is quite a big pen. So it's an oversized pen, no doubt. So there you have the pens capped. We're back. Here are the pens uncapped, and as you can see, the Napoli C does not, is quite a huge pen. They're basically very equivalent in size. The Momento Zero Grande and the Posillipo Mayora are perhaps the longest of them all, along with this Dolce Vita DV 2.0. But as you can see, the Napoli is quite a big pen in any event. They are all oversized pens in my view. And the Dolce Vita, of course, goes a little bit further given that it has a number 8 size nib. All of the others have number 6 size nibs. But there you have it. That's those are the pens uncapped, unposted. Here are the pens posted, and amazingly enough, they all post fairly well. Now, some of them barely fit into this pen drawer, like my Dolce Vita and the DV2 as well, and the Napoli C. But otherwise, as you could see, some post. This is probably the best poster, the Posillipo Mayora pen of all of them. Otherwise, they're all pretty big pens when posted. But I think the Posillipo and the Napoli are probably the best posters of the gang. So there you have the pens posted We will look at some measurements of the Napoli and then get to that writing sample. Okay, so we're back for the writing sample. Now, of course, the pen did come with this ink, and I think the ink is blue based on the reflections that I see in the bottle. I also want to, as if this pen was not enough, the viewer included this Sailor Acoro, and I was missing the feed in mine. Whoops, it kind of stuck here. Here we go. But there you have it. So it's a stub, because stubs are my favorite. I guess the viewer knew that. Along with that feed, that makes the sampling much better. So we're going to try it out. We're going to try it out. And first of all, what we'll do, let's swatch this ink, will you? And see kind of what kind of color I get. Oh, it's a beautiful royal blue, I think. So let's, yeah, take a look at this. Wow, this would have been an excellent color for my Waterman Edson, now that I think about it. Didn't know that they, here we go, we'll try out. So this is the, wow, that is really nice. I guess I got to call it Delta Royal Blue. Wow, it's got some flex to it, this nib. You can see the line variation in any event with this dip pen. Isn't that great? Very nice. Wow. So, okay, I've just inked the pen. So I just stepped away for a second to ink the pen with this beautiful ink. And let's see what this baby is got underneath its engine, so to speak. Let's get closer. By the way, that Acoro dip pen, now with that feed, I think we found a solution. I think we found a solution. Thank you again. Thank you again to that viewer. Okay, so this is the, oh yeah, it's got that little flex. Delta Napoli. There's not much more to say. There's only one model. The nib is a number 6 steel Yowo fine flex. I mean, these Yowo flexes are not, you know, the biggest flex pens around. You really have to push, but it does give you some line variation, which is nice. The ink is the Delta. I'm going to say it's royal blue. Could be just blue, but there you have it. Royal blue. And the nib. As you can see, you can push it and get some line variation, and it's very wet. Fairly, very smooth. I mean, you can see that for a fine, because of that flex, it gives you a thicker line, which is the way I like it, I think. And of course, you can get the flex if you know what you're doing with the pen. Very constant. see. So very constant. Okay, so let's just keep going here, and we'll do the likes and the dislikes. And I'm sure this is kind of a no-brainer for me. I mean, I have to be consistent, you know. Just the Yo-Wo nib. I mean, don't get me wrong. You cannot go wrong with Yo-Wo nibs. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, they perform really well. It's just, you know, folks, that I'm bored with Yo-Wo nibs. But the rest, I mean, design, the build quality, the materials that are being used, you know, just the whole sentimental value to this pen. For me anyway, it's a special pen. One, because it comes from a very very, very generous person, and it just, you know, it comes from Naples. What can I say? Materials, the nib is fine. It's finely tuned. So it's tuned properly. The comfort is also very good. And I like its size. It's nice and big and hefty without being uncomfortable. It really fits well in the hand. So there you have it. Is it a go-to pen? Absolutely. I would not be embarrassed using this pen, let me tell you, around a conference table. That's for sure. Let me just sign it. The ink is actually very nice as well. There you go. We'll put that back in the center. Go up. Grazie, grazie molto. Sono contentissimo, ben apprezzato. Grazie molto per tutti. Thank you again to that viewer. Here you have it. What can I say, folks? The blue sea. I miss it. I really miss it. I think this is, it's now 2 years that I've not gone to, 2 years ago is when I last visited Naples. And, you know, if I could visit it 6 times a year, I would. It won't be long. This year, you've got other plans, let's just say. Vacation was a little more low-key this year, just because I'm taking quite a bit of time off in the winter. I'm going to go play some golf with my son in Portugal. So we have to kind of stagger things and wait a little bit. I'm patient. Took a couple of weeks, played some golf, visited some wonderful cities in Canada, just to get away. But you know what? At the end of the day, Naples is the place to be, or at least Sorrento, where I'm coming from. So in any event, that's the pen, folks. I can't, there's nothing more that I can say than to say grazie. Hope you enjoyed that. Please subscribe. Enjoy your pens. Enjoy your summer. And we will see you soon.